Good afternoon. Happy wake and bake. How are you? Did you take your pills? I know. We're a bunch of hours late. In my defense, I pressed a button. See, I've been using this keyboard, right? Because my computer is broke and you're on my TV. So, well, you're on a TV. I guess it would be mine, right? Because I am using it. Okay, my TV and this little keyboard thing. So I was trying to move it and I pressed a button and it just wiped out everything. So we're trying this again. So make sure you took your pills, right? Okay. Make sure you're waking baking. Waking and baking. Make sure you have keep other people alive juice because Call of Duty is a real thing. It is the soundtrack to cussing out God. So, get your keep other people alive juice. Then, let's read it. Let's wake and bake with the Bible. So, I'll just tell you. Tonight is a different episode. It's not going to be about the Bible. One of my really good friends, he decided that he would get the Book of Satan, right? He wants to be a Satanist. And I was explaining to him what we do here. We read La Biblay. And then I got to thinking, what's this here Satanism, right? Like, what the fuck is it? You worship yourself, okay. But there is a list of statements. Sounds a lot like commandments, and I was calling them commandments, and Nate was like, that's not right, dude. He's like, do it again. So, my great ingenious idea was like, okay, come on my show. We will discuss these not commandments, right? And we'll discuss them. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to see how long I talk and how many of these not commandments I can get through. So that's what we're doing this evening. I don't know, probably 10-ish when I do my video. We'll do my video and it'll be up about the same time as all my other ones. So I can't wait to find out about this not commandments. But we are here. How long? Oh, that didn't take too long. Okay. So we're on First Maccabees chapter 8. And I have to say, I thought Judas was dead, right? Didn't Judas die under the elephant? I don't fucking know. So what I was thinking about doing was going and trying to find out. Okay. So I don't know who a Demetrius is, and we don't know who, I should say, we did not figure out who these kings were yesterday because none of them are the king of anybody, and it hasn't talked about other countries taking over or anything. So I don't know what the fuck is happening. So, so I don't know what king they're talking about. If this is King Antiochus Jr. or whatever. And I don't know who lawless renegades. These must be the people that don't follow the rules. And then I don't know who this king is. Right? We can't I have not figured out who this king is. See, cussing at God all the time. Okay. So I don't know where these people came from, right? So then there's an elephant, right? So there's elephants and whatever. Where are we at? Okay. So this is Nicanor. He went out there and he prayed for this, right? Right. And then they said the prayer, right? Then when they, okay, so Judas ushered, did this prayer. And then, okay, then when his army, so these people with Nicanor threw down their swords and fled. Then the Jews, okay, so see, I don't know what the fuck, right? I don't know who is who, and I don't know who died. One of them died, and I don't. See, I don't know who died. There was an elephant, and they cut the elephant, and then somebody died under the elephant, and okay, and I don't know if this is King Antiochus the First or Junior, right? So there's Lysias or Lysias. Okay. Okay. So when the king heard this, so he heard that Judas was fucking shit up. And then mercenaries. Okay. So the elephants are fucking shit up, right? Then hold on. Okay. So Judas with his army advanced to fight, and 600 men of the king's army fell. Eleazar and Avaran saw one of the beasts covered with royal army, or with royal shit on, and he thought the king was on it. Who? This is what I can't figure out. Who did? Because I think Nicanor right here was the one killed immediately. And then Eleazar and Avaran saw one of the beasts. So, and then he thought the king was on it. Then he gave up his life to save his people. But who did, though? I thought this was Judas. But then when we go down here to where we are in life, Judas is alive. So who killed himself, right? So it's like, if anybody knows what the fuck is happening in this book, please put it in the comments. Because I have no fucking idea what's happening. So, this is how we get Romans, I think. This might be why my mom wanted me to read this book before other stuff. After the Apostles and before the other books. She said, read this one. And I think this might be why. And Judas had heard of the reputation of the Romans. And really, I should have read this before even the Apostles. My mom should have said that. Read this book right after the Old Testament. So, they were valiant fighters and acted amiably to all those who took their side. They established a friendly alliance with all who applied to them. He was also told of their battles and the brave deeds they had performed against the Gauls. I don't know who these are either. Conquering them and forcing them to pay tribute. If you take all the money out of a place, how do you expect to make money in that place? And if you get rid of all the people, how do you have more people for an army then? You're only fucking yourself at the end of the day. I just want to tell people who want to take all the money, if you take all the money and kill all the people, it won't matter. You'll just have the money. Then you will have to make your own money because you want all the money. So, think about the long term, assholes. And what they did in Spain to get possession of the silver and gold mines there. What are you going to do with them? If you kill all the people, who's going to work in them? Idiots. By planning and persistence, they subjugated the whole region, although it was very remote from their own. Yeah, that's why you should have left the people. They also subjugated the kings who had come against them from the far corners of the earth until they crushed them and inflicted on them severe defeat. What do you consider severe defeat? Have you ever heard about how the Israelis fight? Just wondering. Philip and Perseus, king of the Macedonians, and the others who opposed them in battle, they overwhelmed and subjugated Antiochus, the great king of Asia. Okay. So I knew these people were some kind of Asian because they just, writing about them, you can just, I don't know how they are acting, how they act in this Bible. You can just tell, oh, these guys are Asian. Who fought against them with 120 elephants, with cavalry, chariots, and a very great army, was defeated by them? You think it's because they're full of themselves? They took him alive and obliged him and the kings who succeeded him to pay heavy tribute, to give hostages, and to cede. I thought what's his ass already killed Antiochus and Lysias. See, this shit happened. Look, this book is all over the place. Does somebody want to tell me what the fuck is happening? Because this should have been King what's his ass, because he killed Antiochus and his guardian. Okay. They took him alive and obliged him and the kings who succeeded him to pay a heavy tribute and to give hostages and to cede. Shouldn't this be concede? To give hostages and to concede. Hostages for what though? He could just make a move. They don't even gotta be hostages. But okay. Lycia Lycia Lydia. Yeah. Mysia, Mysia, and Lydia from among their best provinces. The Romans took these from him and gave them to King Eumenes. When the Greeks planned to come and destroy them, the Romans discovered it, because there's always a snitch, and I'm wondering if the snitch was a Jew, and sent against the Greeks a single general who made war on them. Many were wounded and fell, and the Romans took their wives and children captive. For what though? How do you expect to make money in that land if you take all the people? See, I don't understand. The world's not overpopulated, it's just condensed. I bet if people moved around, it would not be. They plundered them, took possession of their land, tore down their strongholds, and reduced them to slavery to this day. Listen, why would you get rid of the defenses of a land you're taking? Why? I don't understand why you would take down your stuff. I don't understand. All the other kingdoms and islands that had ever opposed them, they destroyed and enslaved. Yeah, but why though? You don't make any money that way. See, it's what I don't understand. These people that want to have all the money. You can't make any more money if you have all the money and destroy all the people. Eventually, you would have to start doing this yourself. And then what? and you enslave the people, that stops the intake of money. Idiots. They subjugated kings both near and far, and all who heard of their fame were afraid of them. Yeah, but why though? Those whom they wished to help and make kings, they made kings. And those who they wished, they deposed. And they were greatly exalted. Okay. Yet with all this, none of them put on a lampshade or wore purple as a display of grandeur. Yeah, but why though? You should have turned your whole head into a lampshade. That's what makes you awesome. You wear a lampshade or wind chime. But they made for themselves Senate and every day 300. Wait a minute. But they made for themselves a Senate, and every day 320 men took counsel, deliberating on all that concerned the people and their well-being. Yeah, but did they though? Do they though? Because I'm pretty sure these people had Democrats. As a matter of fact, we've read about how Democrat these motherfuckers are. I know, that's... Bleh. They entrust their government to one man every year to rule over their entire land, and they all obey, and there is no envy or jealousy among them. Have you met a Jew? I'm guessing these people never met a Jew before. They're nothing but jealous. They're even jealous of their own God. That's why they try to null and void everything he has ever said by writing a new book full of bullshit on how they're great fucking people. No. No, they're not. And these people obviously have never met a Jew before. Okay. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Real quick, press like and subscribe. Oh, and comment if you know what the fuck is happening in this book. Comment and like on your way down there. Did you press like and subscribe? Okay, now we're going on to treaty with the Romans. So, Judas, because for some reason he's alive, chose Eupolemus, the son of John, the son of Achos, and Jason, and the son of Eleazar, sent them to Rome to establish friendship and alliance with them. Who are these people, though? Why don't they have names? How rude. Why is there a comma if this guy is John? If it's just Eupolemus and Jason, why do you need all this other stuff? Okay, anyway. And if these are the other guys, why wouldn't you just say their name? He must not know their name. And he sent them to Rome to establish friendship and alliance. Okay, so Judas, who's just a dude, he's a rebel leader of Jews that want to be Jews. And he did this to lift the yoke from Israel. For it was obvious that the kingdom of Greeks was subjecting them to slavery. Probably because you tried to trick them and they was like, we know about you people. No. Stay where you're at and we'll help your codependency. After making, and I'm sure they did it in a very disrespectful way, but Jewish people are so codependent. And that might have been God's point. That he wants them to be codependent on him. I think I get it. We figured it out. Digital high five. So God purposely made them codependent. Okay. After making a very long journey, the envoys entered. What do you mean, envoy? Wait a minute. He sent like 6 guys to try to help Israel. To try to help them from the Greeks. After making a very long journey, the envoys entered. What envoys would have been like those guys? Those guys! Okay, the convoys entered the Senate chamber and spoke as follows. So I guess it's just calling these guys. It's calling them envoys. Okay. Judah. Okay, so it starts. Mech and his brothers with the Jewish people have sent to you to establish an alliance with you. Hey, maybe you can help us. And remember, I was trying to figure out who those kings were. Those must have been Greek kings. And Judas is the Israel people's king. That's who they want king. And then the ones they're calling Gentiles and king, those are Greeks. That's what I've inferred so far. Okay. So we want to be your friend. Yeah, have you met a Jew? They want to be friends. And the Romans was like, tight bet, I got you all day. So then, this is a copy of the reply they inscribed on bronze tablets and sent to Jerusalem. They're like, yeah, you're not worth the gold. I know you're going to sell this. You're going to turn it into necklaces. Hi, Super. Hi. Do you want to come say hi? No. Hey, will you do me a favor? Will you bring that bowl you used for cereal out here? Please? I will. Okay, I love you. I'm pressing play. Okay. So the Romans sent them bronze. They're like, nah, you're not good enough for gold. I know what you're going to do with that. You're going to lose it. Sell it. And then it said, okay, so a Romans sent peace, and they recorded it on bronze. And then it says, may it be well with the Romans and the Jewish nations at sea and on land forever. Man, you will not believe how man. Eh, you made a mistake. May sword and enemy be far from them. But if war is first made on Rome or any of its allies, or in any of their dominions, the Jewish nation will fight along with them wholeheartedly as the occasion shall demand. And those who wage war, they shall not give or provide grain, weapons, money, or ships. Okay, so Jews, don't help the enemies. We know you want to be friends with everybody, but you can't give them shit, dog. In the same way, if the Jews get themselves in a pickle, we'll fight with you, and we won't even fuck with the dog. We'll just help you, right? On these terms, the Romans have made an agreement with the Jewish people. But if both parties hereafter agree, this must be why all Jewish people want to be lawyers. Because this right here, the Romans are like, if we want to get rid of something, we're going to get rid of it. But then both parties gotta agree to it. So, this is such a bad footnote. Moreover, concerning the wrongs of King Demetrius that is doing to them, we have written him thus. Okay. Why have you made your yoke heavy upon our friends and allies? Hi, baby. The Jews. If any petition against you again, we will enforce justice and beat your ass up and down. They're gonna spank that ass. Wow. Okay. So, tonight, I'm doing something different. My friend Nate, the caveman, decided to get a book of Satan. You know, the Satan book. The guy, the bald-headed guy. I think his name is Levin something. Levine. I don't know. Anyway, that's his. He got this book of Satan, and there's this list of things called statements, not commandments. He said these are not commandments. It's like those are commandments. Anyway, we're going to read those and discuss what we think that means from somebody's curious point of view and from my point of view, which is probably not very Christian. It's godly though. So I wanna know what it says without having to buy it. So he went ahead and got it, and we're gonna discuss it tonight. It's gonna be great. So that's what I'm doing today. So I want to say thank you for watching. I love you. Press like and subscribe, and come back tonight for this discussion on Satan's non-commandments. They seem like commandments to me, but they're statements. It's like commandments is another word for statements, I think. They're just very forceful statements. Anyway, come back and join us tonight. It should be a great discussion. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you and have the greatest rest of the day ever.